this is actually a post that one of my cousins that's been on the podcast, she talked about the why she doesn't do an altar anymore at her house, and it's pretty crazy. I wanted her to call in and talk about this. She couldn't make it today. I think I'm gonna have her on the podcast pretty soon. But yeah, this is the title of this video is reason why you shouldn't put an altar to extended family.
Let me tell you why I will not be making a Dia de Muertos altar this year. So last year for Dia de los Muertos, and pretty much every year since my mom has passed, I have made an altar for my mom. Now the difference is that last year I decided to do an altar and include a lot of family members that have passed, aunts and uncles on my mom's side, because I have seen a post that, you know, if they're not included in a altar, then they're not able to come down. So I felt bad and I wanted to include everybody. So I put pictures up of every single person that I knew that had already passed. So fast forward, I buy everything to make it. I put their pictures up. I know how there's like a week of that you're supposed to do it. So I put it up, and the first night, like immediately, weird shit started happening and started being very fussy. They would cry for everything. They were just super fussy, and I blamed it on TV. I thought, oh, you know, where their molars are coming in, so maybe that's why. Second day, I kid you not, like I would turn the lights off, and I have like the dimming lights, so they would turn on, but it was like on the lightest setting, so I couldn't really tell that they were on until like a couple times that it had happened, and I was like, wait, that's the second time that they're on, and I know I turned them off. So that was the second thing. But then the biggest thing, by like closer to almost the day of Dia de los Muertos, my babies were absolutely not having it. I really think that someone was coming down and messing with them, because weird shit started happening. We put them down. They went inside their crib. They woke up screaming, like, you know that cry that you know something's wrong. So they are screaming, crying. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So we get them, we soothe them, put them back down, go back to sleep. Second time that night, the TV comes on. They have a TV in their room, and it comes on, and it's fully blasted, like volume 80, and it's like some weird cartoon that's on the TV, and me and my boyfriend are like, what the fuck is going on? So we turned the TV off. Obviously it woke them up, they're crying, so we soothed them, put them back down, and at that point I was like, it has to be the ofrenda. Like I can't blame it on anything else, you know. But I truly believe that it wasn't my mom. I truly believe that it was someone else I added on there, because this was the first year that I had added someone or other people that were completely secondary to me, and I was so scared. So this year I'm not doing it. I'm lighting a candle for my mom, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's freaking crazy. I had never heard of anything like that, right? That's the first time I ever hear of anything of that sort, of, you know, putting extended family in the altar and weird stuff happening. But what she was saying, it's freaking insane. I don't know what the comment section was stating, so I'll go into the comments and see what it's currently saying. But yeah, when I heard that, I was like, what the heck? It's scary, man. So she titled it was the weirdest thing I've experienced, so we're skipping it this year. Has anything similar happened to you? Okay, so I don't think she ended up doing an ofrenda or an altar this year, so I'll ask her whenever I do have the chance to bring her on the podcast. I think she's coming this weekend, so let me see. Okay, so Chelo even commented here, girl, now that you bring this up, you unlocked the memory for me. Tell me why last year around this time I went back to work after maternity leave, and Jaylene was not having it at 6 p.m. on the dot. She would be crying insane, and she has never been a llorona. We thought it was a colic, or I guess some people call it the witching hour. Oh, that's true. I remember this. But she'd stare at the corner of the rooms and just cry, and it would take so much for her to stop. We thought it was that, but now that I remember, it was around this time, and I had put up ofrenda mid-October, and now you got me thinking, oh man, why am I freaking reading this right now? Yeah, and I remember that. I remember that actually. But maybe that's why Chelo didn't really put anything this year. I ended up taking out my dad's picture today, just so I can put a vela for a candle for my dad. But yeah, no wonder I hadn't asked Chilo why she didn't put an altar. But now it makes sense. I mean, knock on wood, it's only my dad in the picture and the candle. But you know what? Maybe I might ask her too. But now seeing this video and then reading her comment, which I didn't even know she had comment on that, that makes a lot of sense. So if you guys have any experiences like that you guys have seen or heard about in the past, do let me know, because it really got me thinking. It's just crazy how like a candle and someone's picture can affect, right, the energy at someone's household or not. Knock on wood, man. All of that is just, I'm a true believer. I'm a true believer to energy and all that stuff, frequency, like we've stated in the past, that we're all frequency and energy, and that time itself, it's not linear. It's like it's not a linear timeline, that everything is happening all at once. So all of this does make sense. I do see Cynthia that's saying sames. So yeah, let me know right now that you call in, and then we'll take it from there. As a matter of fact, if you want to call in right now, let's go ahead and do that if you don't mind. So I'll wait a couple of minutes so I can hear your take or what we were going to talk about, and then we'll take it from there so we can continue on with the live. So you saw that video, and Betty was pretty much mentioning that she no longer does altares for family members. And then I saw freaking Chelo's comment in there. She's saying that, and I need to ask her, because I didn't know. I almost felt like I was gonna not question her, right? But I was gonna ask Chelo, hey, how come you didn't make anything? Like,
where was I?
yeah, and so
no te dice nada por miedoso.
yeah, I honestly at times I prefer that, man, because like, oh, dude, with those type of conversations siempre se me quedan en la mente, but that's why I don't that's why I don't watch any like scary movies or anything like that. But
same.
Okay, talk to me. So what are your thoughts, and if you've had any life experiences?
See, as far as that, altars and stuff, I grew up with my grandma, going to the cemetery. That was our thing. I grew up with, respecting the dead like that, and putting up my little altars. Even though my mom didn't celebrate it, my own mother, my grandma was like my mom. But anyway, my biological mother didn't do any of that. But I would still write little notes as a teenager, and when somebody would die, or Dia de los Muertos. And then every night, like every year, I would hear the steps. I would smell something sweet like flowers, or I would have dreams of seeing them and like visiting. And so I was like, okay, cool. But as I got older, I just decided not to go all out. Not here at my house, because I narrow it down to just my grandma. Otherwise, I had too many muertitos like visiting, and I'm like, no, thank you. It's okay. You guys can rest, And I just remember them, but I celebrate them during the day, visiting the cemetery, thinking of them. But not necessarily putting up an altar full out, just because of that, because I've experienced them visiting. And, even in thought, antes, it's not really related to Dia de los Muertos, pero, si los atraes, porque one time I was thinking my weird thing that I used to do before is that when somebody would pass away, I used to think of them. And then I used to think about the whole process of them getting to, the freezer at the hospital or wherever, mortuary, and then the whole process of preparation, the whole process of like them decaying and shit. And so it was weird, right? And so one night I was sitting in the living room with my baby girl in my arms. She was just probably 2 years old. And I started thinking about a baby girl that had passed away in our family. And I was like thinking where she was, and did compensation. And it was, I don't know, I find it sick, but I used to take anatomy, and we had the cadavers in the class. And so all that would come to my mind, the process of decaying, decomposition. And so I started thinking, and next thing you know, my daughter screams as I'm thinking about my niece, and then she goes, "Ah, like she's ugly, get her away from me." And I was like,
What?
Who?" I was like, "Who?"
Yeah.
And she goes, "This little girl, she's so ugly. She wants to touch me." And then I was like, "Shit, what did I,
Wow.
what did I do?" And this was past midnight already. You know how we were talking about, you guys were talking about bewitching hours and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, great. I like invoked something, just like thinking of all this dumb stuff.
Dude, I
And
freaking, I got the chills right now that you say that, and freaking now remember too. Sorry to interrupt, by the way, but I remember that,
yeah,
like, that we even talked about it in one of the episodes, that because of the whole witching hour, we looked it up, and it's a true thing. Our daughter Jaylene, she wouldn't stop crying like crazy. We looked it up, and it's a thing, dude. It's a thing that a lot of kids experience that.
yeah. It's very interesting. Just the fear in her eyes, and literally she had something that she was seeing, an entity.
Yeah.
And for me, I know I just started praying for her, but I'm like, oh, why am I thinking about all this dumb stuff? Like, let
Right.
the dead rest. But that was just my thing every time, even if I drink alcohol, I'm thinking about my kidneys, just how I'm damaging them. Dumb shit like that. So I'm like always thinking about what's going on in our internal body.
Yeah.
So it's just me. Pero yeah, I don't put up my altars the way I used to.
Mm.
I have my grandma's picture year round up.
Yeah.
And when Dia de los Muertos comes around, sí le pongo like her favorite snack, flowers, y así cositas.
Yeah.
But that's it. I visit her at the cemetery. And it's a very emotional day when, I actually sit back and cry about, you remember everything, how it happened.
Right.
But, I don't, besides that, I don't do anything else. ¿Y tú? Did you guys, ya dijiste que Chelo doesn't put an altar because of you?
Yeah, she didn't. Well, not because of me, but I honestly didn't know until I read that comment. But now it makes sense, right? And I'm gonna ask her too if it was truly because of that. But so something that I thought this didn't really scare me, right? But it got me a little bit, I guess, happy in a sense, and it got me like, I wonder why she said that to my daughter. So I put up my dad's picture today, last night. No, this morning. Yeah, this morning. And we were just like, I let my daughter play around, and she saw my dad's picture. It's pretty big. It's like maybe like
Oh,
2 feet by 3 feet or something. It's pretty big, and it's framed. And she looked at the picture and she said, "Papa," like that, right? So
sí.
yeah, so
Oh,
I don't know if she met my dad, like, cause you know how they say that a lot of the times that our loved ones that have passed, they're kind of like taking
uh-huh.
care of your babies before they actually come
Yes.
into the physical realm. I'm not sure if they've met in
Oh,
the spiritual realm, or not sure if it was just pure coincidence that maybe I looked like my dad. So maybe she thought it was me or something, and she just said, "Oh, papa," or something. But I thought it was cute that she said that, and like that was nice. So it got me thinking, like, oh, maybe they've met in the spiritual realm. But yeah, that's but the
oh,
same, like, I mean, not that I don't care for past relatives or anything like that, but I mostly just put a picture of my dad. I was trying to look for a picture of my grandmother. I just couldn't find
mm-hmm,
one, but I do plan on putting one for my grandma. She took care of me when I was a young little kid, and so I want to just make
mm-hmm.
sure that I show my gratitude to her. I always think of her and my
Oh,
dad.
oh, so sweet, totally. Yeah, speaking of kids, I hear that they're more prone to seeing spirits when they're
Yeah,
little,
yeah.
and it's true. I've seen it myself, and also my son when he was about 10, I was the one telling him like, "Hey, baby, if you see anything weird around the house, let me know," because I knew there was a lot of spirits around, and I was like worried for them. I was like, what's going on? And he's like, "Oh, well, there's one right behind you." And I was like, "Huh?" Like,
What the heck?
I got goosebumps. I was
Yeah.
like, "What the heck? You see things?" And he wasn't scared.
Yeah,
And he was like, "Yeah, he's right behind you." And I go, "Who and how does he look like?"
yeah,
He goes, "He's tall." And he described him from head to toe. And I was like, okay. And I told this to my mother-in-law, and it happened to be her dad. He was wearing the same outfit he wore for his funeral.
Wow.
And every other picture, pues no lo miramos vestido así. Like he, you know, it was just normal clothes. No estaba vestido the way he passed, you know?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have never known what he was wearing when he passed.
Right.
But she's like, oh, that was his exact outfit. And, you know, and my son saw him. And I was like, oh.
Wow.
And he's like, he's smirking. Like, he's giving me a little smirk. And he's
Wow.
not scary. So, como que nomás le sonreía.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cute. I was like, oh, that's sweet, but go away.
Yeah, for sure.
You go rest.
Ooh, yeah.
Hoy Nomas podcast. Clips for full podcast link can be found on description below.